That was a gun.
I'm not voting.
If we want to build our nation.
The problem with the Somalians.
Just want to experience something else than a black man.
Move on, move
Can't be like a horse with blinkers on.
Honestly say, I was about to have sex and then I pulled
crap, but it's nice.
Ingxaki kuphele ubuntu ebantwaneni bethu, kuphele ubuntu because ngabona abazalayo abantwana bethu ngoku, kuphele ubuntu nakwi-families. Abantwana they end up kwindawo enje children. So because if abazali bakho basweleke i-HIV, ifamily ayifuni uthatha abo bantwana because bacinga babazawusuleleka.
We are registered for 106 children, and our youngest is currently just 2 weeks old, and our oldest is currently 18. So what we're responsible for is the holistic well-being of this child, the child's emotional needs. So if the child needs psychosocial support, that's where the social workers come in. The child's medical needs, we refer if need be. Children have chronic medical appointments. We have children that have chronic medical conditions, so their medication, their clinic visits, all of that, we make sure it happens.
What we do in the morning, we just check the appointment first. Who is going to the clinic, who is not going to the clinic. Like today, we've got 2 appointments. So that means in the morning, we have to send 2 children to the clinic. One to Side B clinic and other one to Nolongili clinic. So we send them with a carer, and wherever they come with the carer will come with the feedback. So the medication that they get from the clinic and how to take the medication. And all the medication that have been given by the clinic, I have to keep them so that I can do the follow-up.
People think that when they come to a child and youth care center, they'll be happy because they're away from the trauma, they're away from whatever they've been suffering with. Yes, that's only one part of who they are. I'm happy that I'm eating. If I'm sick, I can go to the nurse or the doctor. I'm happy with all of that. But I left my community. I've left my home. I've left my school. I've left my neighbor. I've left my friend down the road. And it's really emotionally traumatic for the children. So we need to make sure that when they come that we can catch them emotionally, and not just with primary care, making sure that you are fed, clothed, go to school and medically taken care of.
Maybe she's hot.
We've got also the box where we normally put their medication. So in each box we put the days where the day that they have to take the medication. As today is Friday morning, the medication has been given. So each syringe will go to the name of the person that is taking medication. This is Melanie, is on ARVs, is taking medication every morning and in the afternoon. So by seeing the syringes, I'll make sure that the medication is being given in the morning. So this helps us to control the medication.
if I look at the past year, our new intakes for the past year has mostly been children that has been referred to us because of severe neglect and physical abuse. So we will have children that come here not only with the emotional scars of having to be removed, but with the physical scars of having burn wounds that's still not healed properly, having chronic ear infections that's leading to possible hear loss. So it's not just a here and now, it's a long-term thing.
The other thing, we have to check their food, what they are taking. Like now they are cooking. We must make sure that their foods are well prepared. So, like, we must make sure that they've got vegetable that they have to eat. Every day we must make sure that they've got this kind of food. So we don't give them only meats, but we must make sure that they've got vegetable also that they are eating.
Most aba bantwana abalapha they are orphans. Abanye they are abandoned. Andazi ke ukuthi ungaba nomntana. There are people abaphandle abangena abantwana abalila ubusuku bonke. Imiqamelelo ivuka imanzi, and you are blessed with children, and ke ngoku uyabalahla. Abanye beza apha, they were strangled. I remember I still have that girl apha kum that you tata apha down to umama ke uchenge vest wathatha ilitye elikhulu wabeka phezu kwakhe. Ubona ngomnye ubhuti ozinceda kwelo hlathi. But when you look at that girl today, akamhle yakhe. Ingxaki kuphele ubuntu.
The nature of residential cases is like a home. You know that Johnny needs to go to the clinic tomorrow, and I hope the traveling money was still there. And you know that this child is presenting with some kind of secondary conditions, whether it's TB or whatever, and you worry about will that child be okay. So it will be naive to say, no, it doesn't go home with you, because it does.
Whenever a child is sick, you go back home and do keep that child in your mind. My child is sick. My child is sick. You don't call him your patient, but you call it your child.
Dalikaya, my boy. Dalikaya, my boy. Dalikaya, my boy.
Each and every project in the program is iranayo. It started from educate children's home, and there was a need ukuthi sibe nendawo yabantu abagulayo, and from abantu abagulayo xa besiba discharge there was a need ukuba kubekho abantu abahambelayo bayobabona uba bangadefault. Sengicela iyaconnecta ke ngoku. Then even a child-headed household program, ukubona aba bantwana abahlala apha most yabo ngabantwana bangenabazali. Then when they are being discharged to foster care, okanye mhlawumbe kukho abantwana apha ebumelwaneni abaye bandithatha ke ukuze ndibe ne-child-headed household, where I saw abazali besweleka bobabini. Then i-community decide ukuthengisa indlu le ukuze kungcwatywe abazali babo. Then these children, they were left with nothing. And we found out abana IDs, abana nemali yokuya esikolweni, abana nendawo yokuhlala, abana nantoni. Then that's how we saw ilantuka ineeds saqala le program child-headed. We have built more than 100 houses apha eKhayelitsha for abantwana abazi-child-headed. Abantwana bajonga abantwana siblings zabo.
Most of them, the houses that they are living in, they are not in a good condition at all. You'll find out that the roof is like leaking, there's big gaps on the walls, and like the doors, they're not closed properly, there's like the doors are broken. So it's like their condition yendlu yenza ukuthi kube lula ukuthi abantu bathathe i-advantage bangene endlini benze anything, because some of them, they were like raped by the community members, because they know ukuthi okay, there is only children, there's akukho umuntu umdala, so the community also they take advantage of them.
Igama lami nguphindiswa Goba, hlala iside B Khayelitsha Choko RR. Sihlala siba yi-3 nguZenande uliyabona nam. Sivuye kakhulu ngeproject yaseBaphumelele because besingenandawo ohlala, besincedwa ngumnyosisi oyikhazini yethu about isiduko ke apha eKapa, then wasiboleka indawo ohlala sathi sancedwa iBaphumelele. Sivuya kakhulu ngendlu. Ngingathanda ukuthi kubantu baseBaphumelele baqhubeke benze kanje, and ayazi bashiya ingxaki zabo nabo baxakekile, and that ke ngoku inhle lento bayenzayo because istopa icrime. Singabanye mhlawumbi ngendibone icebo loba kubhetha ndiyeke isikolo ndiyothengisa ngomzimba for uprovider naba baze emveni kwam, then inhle lento bayenzayo because nke nyani sinendawo yohlala ngoku ngaphandle kokuba sizithengise senze izinto ezirong. Ndingathanda into yoba ngabana like ezinye i-project okanye ezinye ii-companies ezikwaziyo ubonelela ziyibonelele Baphumelele, like according to imali ifilekisha apho kwinto ezilekisha kuyo ukwenzela uba izophuhlisa more ebantwini because baninzi abantu abadinga uncedo.
There was this little boy. Igama lakhe bendimthiye igama leSotho. Igama lakhe Kurapetse, which means ndikuthandazile Thixo wam. This little boy was a boy le endayifumana eMopri. HIV positive. He was light in complexion. Indlela endabonda naye lo mntana, ndamthatha ndamsa ekhaya eMatatele. Adopt immediately. Enjalo ndabuzwa ngumantyi sithi why, nathi indlela ndimthande ngayo nabantwana bam bemthanda nomama bam kandifika yho bamthanda notata wam. Lo mntana uthe kayena 14 months wakhula ngelo xesha i-ARVs zazingekabi free, zazingeke roll out yakho. Kwathi i-Red Cross kuza nje studies, kukho iPresibo kuzawenziwa ezipilisi bazithesta apha kuye uba sizaba right na okanye sizaba njani kuye iz-ARVs. Kwacaca uba mama ndiyomsayinela ke ngoku because andinakho indlela akhula ngayo. Hayi ke ndawusayina, hayi ke yayenziwa le nto yenziwa. Ndihleli naye phaa eRed Cross. Ndithe ndisahleli naye njalo, yayingumntana othanda ke izandla, afuneke elele apha kum. Ithe ka isweleka lo mntana, I couldn't believe. Lo mntana usekumna namhlanje, nangoku xa uye eofisini yam kukho iskipa sakhe ndisibeke apha esitulweni sam. Sorry.
There's a girl that I used to work with. She's an adult now. Her name is Brenda. And that case comes up. I knew her when she was 12. I knew what she'd been through when she was 12. She grew up in front of me, not at this institution, but a very similar one. She grew up in front of me. She overcome the emotional scars, the physical scars, the medical conditions. She went to university. She was from Crossroads. She went to university. She got a professional qualification. She started working. She became independent. And what I realized at that point is you sow a little seed and you don't know what it's going to grow into. So she was extremely emotionally needy. She was at physical constraints and issues. She was traumatized. But for her to come as a professional, come back to me and say, look at me. You don't know what you told me when we were sitting in the office. You remember that I threw this tantrum and I wanted to throw everything in front of me and I wanted to just freak out. And you just let me be. I needed that right there. So it made me feel as if I made a difference.
What keeps me going is the love of the kids. So when you come in the morning and a child call you Papa, you feel like it's touching you. And you feel like tomorrow morning you have to be at work early in the morning.
Stop turning a blind eye. If you see something, if you've got a feeling, don't trust your feeling, if you've got a feeling that doesn't seem right, it probably isn't. Do something. We all have the power to help the kids. We all have a mouth, we all have SMS and airtime, we all have feet. Do something. Do not turn a blind eye.
To be honest, I'm just keeping my head above the water. I'm not gonna say I'm winning or I am failing, but we're just trying our best to save lives here.